Hi and welcome back. I know it's been a while, I'm sorry about that, life got in the way. But here you have some of my newer work, like a collection of 4 colorful moths that look more like butterflies, I guess. And I'm gonna show you how I made the brown one because it required most firing and work. And I'll give you a couple of tips at the end when it comes to the others. So as usual, we start with doing lines, and since there are not that many black lines here, I'm using my technique with gold leaf glue and white spirit to mix with the pigment. If you don't know about this, never heard of it, please go back to my first video where I explain how it works, but it's a very good trick to save one firing. Once it's dry, you can use any sharp tool you have to remove the excess or any mistake or whatever you don't need. Like I wanted my lines to be thinner than what they came out, so I'm just scratching away what's unnecessary. Once I'm done with all the black detail, I'm gonna use the dark brown and cover all the pieces completely with a layer using my badger brush. I'm a messy worker, as you can see, and I hope you're better than me. Even my glass is running away from my hands. Once all of them are covered and dry, this is the stage where it doesn't look so good, right? I'm using different kinds of brush to remove whatever I don't need, so I'm only leaving the paint on the darkest spots. And also pay attention that I am not using any stencil underneath, I'm just trying to freehand. Why I do this is because I don't like symmetry when it comes to stained glass or painting or whatever, because nothing in nature is really symmetrical. Like even our own faces are totally not symmetrical. So I feel these little differences make it look more natural and organic. Of course, you can disagree and be very thorough and make each wing absolutely perfectly an image of the other, but as you can see, I am trying to work much more freely. Of course, it doesn't have to be so different that it looks like a mistake has been made. It has to look, you don't really even notice that something's off because the whole piece looks organic. So now they have been fired and I'm adding another layer of chocolate brown. And I'm really sorry about the way my phone is laying here so you can't see anything. I'm very unprofessional. Anyway, repeating the same, just removing what is not needed, leaving the highlights out, scratching it away, and I'm using brush, sometimes to scratch, and sometimes I stipple with a large brush to make it look fluffy. So you have some dots and you have some lines. It's a very good technique to use when you're making fur as well. So this has been fired a second time, and now I'm doing the last layer, which is a very light brown. and this time I'm mixing it with glycol rather than water because it has a softer finish. It also takes really long time for glycol to dry, and sometimes it might be advantage. For example, if you feel like regular paint just dries too fast, like maybe you don't have time to even it out before it's too late. So glycol is then a very good medium for you, because you can push the paint around forever almost, and you can add more and take away and mix different paints together. Some people are doing amazing portraits with glycol. I am honestly not as good with it, so I'm only using it here with the two different colors. So again, it takes forever to dry, like I said, but once it is dry, I put it on top of a kiln to speed up the process. I am again stippling away tiny bits, and here we have it after the third fire and assembling. I'm also gonna give you a little tip. Like, this is pretty straightforward one, but I want you to give you a tip about the brushes, because where I live it's not easy to find brushes that are specially made for stained glass. I always have to look online, but so I decided to try pinstripe brushes. And I'm not sure if you don't know what it is. They are usually used for painting cars and motorcycles, and they soak up a lot of moisture, so this is great for doing really long lines. And they come, you know, from very thin to super thick, and I found out that they work amazingly well on glass as well. They just slide very beautifully, and it's easy to control, and for both lines and to fill out. So yeah, I really recommend. They're not the cheapest, but I only have one, but I plan on, you know, getting different sizes in the future when I'm rich and famous. So if you can, I really recommend to getting a couple of these pinstripe brushes. So this green one is pretty unusual for me, because as you can see, there's no black outlines or anything like that. It's all looking like kind of a watercolor, very painterly, very freely done. It's because I used enamels only here, no traditional paint. I'm quite happy how it turned out, so I will try to continue experimenting this way. But yeah, this is another way to do it you might want to try. And if you're interested, here's where I buy my glass enamels. I'm not sponsored by anyone, I'm just showing you where the good stuff is. Okay, so that's it for now. It's been pretty short video. I hope there has been some advantages for you to watch it. And next time I'm planning on making a portrait, so a bit more difficult stuff. So stay tuned, and I should have a new video up in a couple of weeks this time. And thank you so much for watching.